Welcome to Woody's World, sponsored by Shannon Steakhouse. At Woody's World, where we can stay up as late as we want and eat as much chocolate as we want. Who's the most powerful and successful man in sports in Denver? I think you'll be surprised at my answer. Pat Bowlen, he had an incredible run as the owner of the Broncos before having to step aside last year because of declining health. The Broncos won under Bowlen 2 Super Bowls and went to 3 others. How about John Elway? He was the quarterback on those 2 championships, played in 3 other Super Bowls, and has been the executive VP as the Broncos have gone to 4 straight playoffs, including 1 Super Bowl. How about Stan Kroenke? He owns the Nuggets, the Avalanche, the Rapids, and the Mammoth, and the sports arena and the soccer stadium. The Avalanche have won 1 Stanley Cup with Kroenke as the owner. The Mammoth and the Rapids also took titles with Kroenke at the helm, at the top. He also owns the St. Louis Rams of the NFL and the Arsenal, based in London, in the English Premier League. Arsenal just won its 2nd straight prestigious FA Cup several days ago. Kroenke was a minority partner in the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. Kroenke's local titles as a partial or majority owner are 6. Very impressive. He's a dominant force across the professional sports landscape here and internationally. What about Dick and Charlie Monfort? The Monfort brothers have been owners for 1 World Series trip. They haven't won a division, though, while being a wild card team 3 times. Dick wasn't one of the owners when the first postseason appearance occurred, though. Josh Kroenke is president of the 3 franchises we talked about earlier, but is he the most powerful or successful man in Denver sports? Certainly not. Tim Connolly, Joe Sakic, Patrick Waugh, Gary Kubiak? No. Maybe Waugh or Kubiak if they win several championships. A couple of people I haven't mentioned and you haven't thought about, and neither have these guys, talking about them. John Malone is a cable TV magnate and one of the richest men in the world, and he's from Denver. Cable TV guy. He is the largest private landowner in the U.S. Well, what does that mean to sports? Malone is chairman of Liberty Media, which has owned the Atlanta Braves since 2007. The Braves annually are very competitive, always have great pitching, but last won a World Series in 2005 before Malone was involved. He's a powerful, successful man, but he has not had any sports championships. And the answer to the original question is, wait for it, Phil Anschutz. Everybody knows that Anschutz bought the railroads, not a model railroad train, and is near the top of the Forbes list of richest men in this country. Kroenke and Malone are on that list too. Anschutz owns AEG, Anschutz Entertainment Group, among his dozens of other companies. AEG puts on a majority of the concerts that you've ever seen in Denver. I know Anschutz well. I consider him a good friend, and we've spent a lot of time together. But I'm not putting him at the top of the successful sports owners in Denver because of my relationship or his qualities as a good man or even a great man if you were around him. He built the Staples Center in Los Angeles, has more than 300 events a year, including games of the Lakers, the Clippers, the Kings, and the WNBA Sparks. What you may not know is he is a majority or minority owner of the Lakers, the Kings, and the Sparks. He is also owner of the MLS, LA Galaxy, and built the team stadium in suburban Los Angeles. He is a partner in the Houston franchise in the MLS. He owns soccer teams throughout Canada and Europe. 8 to 10. He's owner of the 20,000-seat O2 Arena in London, where they have a lot of sports events. Okay, that's all very imposing, but this is the information that's remarkable. The teams he has had financial investments in as a majority and minority owner have won 17 championships. Think about it. We have a guy in Denver that has won 17 championships. That's the fact, Jack. Kings 2, Lakers 4, Galaxy 5, Sparks 2, Houston Dynamo 2, DC United 1, and Chicago Fire 1. For a guy who's not that big a sports fan, I can tell you, when the Kings won their first Stanley Cup, he had to be dragged onto the ice to hoist the cup. Phil always tries to stay in the background of all the teams he's owned and stay in the background of everything in life. He's only been interviewed openly twice in the last 25 years. Phil Anschutz was named the 12th most important man in sports a couple of years ago. He is the most important man in sports from Denver, even though he doesn't own any teams here anymore. He owned the Rapids at one point. Phil, you should buy 1 Denver sports franchise. Phil, you should buy 1 Denver sports franchise. And all of us, you, Vic, Les, and me, know which one I mean. I'm Woody Paige, and that's my opinion. Shanahan Steakhouse is it's become like my go-to place like every night. It is.
You must be rich.
No, I just I go over and have some appetite. Well, there was a couple of nights recently where I shouldn't have back-to-backed it. Because back-to-backs will kill you in the NBA. They'll kill you when you go out for dinner. It is a great restaurant. From the appetizers, I talk about the valet guys are the greatest in the world. The ladies at the front desk are great. The service is incredible. Look at that wine wall. People talk about cellars. You got a wine wall from the front of the restaurant to the back. Greatest art collection in Denver, I think, in a restaurant that you'd find of Western art. And what's most important? The food. The food is just terrific. ShanahanSteakhouse.com. Make a reservation today. If you haven't been there for a while, go back. You'll remember why you went there the first time. And if you haven't been there before, do yourself a favor.